Let's go for a walk. We've got some things to talk about. Okay, so what am I here to talk about today? By the way, my name is Mike. If you haven't met me already, thank you for watching this. I have been living a nomadic lifestyle, traveling mostly in Southeast Asia for the past 6 years, and I get people asking me in the comments in my Instagram DMs all the time, like, yo, how do you afford to travel? Like, you must be really rich, you must have a rich family, or like what are you doing to sell your soul to be able to just like travel all the time? And it puzzles me when people ask something like this, and they find it so hard to believe that I can travel in Southeast Asia, of all places, a region of the world that is very affordable compared to the West. There's a dog ahead. I hope he's a friendly dog. Yeah, so the number one question I get is like, how do you afford to travel? Like, how expensive is it? How do you support yourself? And I'm gonna break that down right now just to try and clear the air. Yeah, because people just ask me this all the time. What's up, Doge? How's it going? I'm just walking. All right, he's cool. Cool. So my first question to the people asking me, how do I afford to travel? Have you ever worked a job? Like, have you ever had a job in your life? That's how things work. You work, you make money, and if you save that money, then you can afford to do cool things like travel. So that's step one that I recommend, is get a job or get multiple jobs. You know, before I ever traveled, I started traveling in 2019. And before that, in 2018, I was working like sometimes 3 jobs at the same time. I was working at a pool called Lakeside Swim Club. I was working there full time, 40 hours a week. I was working at Jimmy John's, if you know, Jimmy John's Freaky Fast sandwich delivery. So I was working at Jimmy John's part-time during like the night shift as well, which was like the worst shift. Like, I don't even want to talk about that, but so I was working at a pool, I was working at Jimmy John's. Sometimes I was doing Uber Eats, Postmates, which is food delivery on the side. So, hey, got these cows staring at me. What's up, cow? Cow. So yeah, sometimes I was working like 60, 70, 80 hours a week, just because I could, because I knew that I had a big first trip to Southeast Asia coming up, and I just wanted to save, like stack as much money as I could, right? And the key to all this, the key is that I was living with my parents, all right? Now, I'm not sure if everyone has the same opportunity and availability, like relationship with their parents, to where they can live with them. I'm not sure. That's you know, that's dependent on each person's situation. But I was in the situation where I was able to live with my parents. My parents did not mind him. They did not mind me living with them. One sec. Right? So I was living with my parents. My parents didn't mind me staying there. Actually, they loved having me there. We have a good relationship. I love you, mom and dad. So yeah, it was 2018. I was staying at my parents' house. They didn't expect me to pay any rent, you know, just contribute, do things around the house, cut the grass, you know, wash the dishes, do chores and stuff, you know what I mean? No big deal. I'm cool with that, you know? And so I'm living at my parents' house. I'm not paying rent. And yeah, so basically all the money that I was making from all these different jobs that I was working was just going into my savings account, and it was just stacking up, right? Stacking. And that's how I saved up money to take my first backpacking trip. And I honestly don't understand, like, why is that so complicated for people to understand, and why they think it's so crazy that I was able to afford to travel for, you know, many months. Maybe the salary from one job is not necessarily that good, but if you really want to travel, then, you know, you can work 2 jobs. You can work, you know, you can get a couple different things going to like maximize the amount that you can make and save. And so I told you step one, get yourself a job or get a couple jobs. The next step is to live with your family, or yeah, that's gonna be the best way. If you can live with your family and not have to pay rent or pay like a small rent or something, that's gonna be best. Or if you really need to be living on your own, get a couple roommates or something, get a couple friends and do something like that to just like cut the cost. So just like cut down on your rent expenses. A third one I would say is I don't spend money on like bullshit, if that makes sense. Like I don't go out to bars, I don't go out to clubs, I don't go out to fancy dinners, you know, maybe like like really rarely I'll go to like a raw vegan restaurant or something. I don't know, but like, yeah, I really don't go out to eat a lot, and I don't go out and party and spend a bunch of money on alcohol and drugs. And I used to, but I don't anymore, because I like to be free and I like to have money to live the lifestyle I want now. So yeah, that adds up. You know, people wonder why they're always broke, and it's because they spend all their money on Friday and Saturday night, like their whole paychecks at the bar and on food. In Europe, in the US, Canada, Australia, like alcohol, food, cigarettes, it's all really expensive. So if you're doing these things, yeah, it's a lot of money. And I understand that this is like a big, you know, like way to socialize for people, but like honestly, you're doing yourself a favor if you just like stop drinking, stop smoking. Yeah, you're doing yourself a favor anyway. It's just gonna help you in life, and I don't need to say any more about that in this video. Walking, different textures on my feet, different textures on my feet. All right, where are we at? I talked about living with the parents. I talked about getting a couple jobs. Don't spend money on bullshit. What's another big factor about this? Another big thing is that I travel to places that are relatively, compared to the US, Europe, Canada, England, Australia, New Zealand, cheap. I travel to places that are super cheap. Southeast Asia is where I've been spending most of my time for the past 5 years, and it is one of the cheapest, like low cost places to live in the entire world, right? I've spent, I don't even know, 2 or 3 years living in Vietnam. Incredibly cheap. I've been traveling here in Bali, in Malaysia, Thailand, Laos, very cheap. Mexico, that's not Southeast Asia, but I'm talking about places that are not that expensive, right? I was traveling in Mexico, pretty cheap. I was traveling in Morocco, pretty cheap. Like, the places that I go, I'm not sure if I choose to go to cheap countries or not, but they just so happen to be cheap. I love Southeast Asia, and being affordable is just one of the many reasons that I love Southeast Asia. But it just so happens that there's a lot of really dope places in the world that are also really cheap, like really affordable. Like, you're not gonna believe this. I was just living in Vietnam right before I came here to Bali. My apartment in Vietnam, and I will make a video later in the future about like all my expenses in Vietnam. But my apartment in Vietnam, I'm being serious. My apartment in Vietnam costed $135 a month. $135 per month, okay? Wrap your head around that. $135 a month. It was a little studio. It had everything I needed. Just a small room with a bed, a little kitchen, a TV, AC, and it had enough room for me to do like push-ups and everything on the ground. I could do yoga. It had enough space for me. Had a window, natural light, and my own bathroom. That's enough for me. I don't need a big luxurious fucking penthouse, blah blah blah. Like, I don't need that shit. I'm a simple kind of man. Shout out Leonard Skinner. Yeah, man, I'm low maintenance, you know. I don't even need a kitchen, for real. Just give me a sink to wash my, I don't even need a sink, for real, man. I just eat fruit, and yeah, man, that's it. Like, but where was I going with this? Yeah, Southeast Asia is so cheap. Like I said, my apartment in Vietnam was super cheap, under $150. If you wanted to get a studio apartment in the area that I'm from, the Highlands in Louisville, Kentucky, United States of America, a studio apartment just like the one I had in Vietnam would probably cost you, I would say, $800 before utilities. So let's just call it $900 altogether with your internet and your electric and water and all that jazz. Let's just say $900 it would probably cost you in my hometown. $135 in Vietnam, man. That is a fraction of that. Not to mention the food is cheap in Southeast Asia. The attractions, you know, renting a motorbike, buying a motorbike, you can buy a motorbike for $100 or $200. That's fucking insane. Yeah, just the cost of living out here is just so affordable. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to get at. People just ask me this question all the time, and I really don't get it. It's just because they've never traveled before. Like, if you want to come out here and find out for yourself. Like, people express to me all the time, I get so many messages of people saying, you know, like, I want to live the way you do. It looks so amazing. I'm living through you. I'm so envious. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can do this. You can live in the tropics. You can come out here and be traveling in Southeast Asia. You can do this too. You just have to have the discipline to do the things that I said in the first part of the video, right? Find a way to make your living situation right now affordable so that you can allow yourself to save more money, all right? Whether that's live with your parents for a couple months while you save some money, you know, just do what you gotta do. And work hard. Like, I worked my ass off in 2018 to save money to travel for my first backpacking trip. I was not happy. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices to live the life you want, and you got to hold the vision and say, you know what, I'm gonna be traveling and I'm gonna be doing all the stuff that I love. So right now, you know, I got to put in the work, and maybe I'm gonna, you know, work really hard and be really tired, and I don't love my job, but sometimes that's just what you got to do. You got to do it. You got to do it for the dream. Just do it. Do it. The purpose of this video is really just to help people understand, like, anything is possible. That's the purpose of this video, man. Anything is possible. You are the only one that has the power to make your dreams come true, right? It's very unlikely that you're gonna get a sugar daddy or a sugar mommy that's just gonna pay for all your expenses to travel. It's possible. You can do it if you want to do that. Like, that's another way to go. I've honestly considered that before, but but for real, you can do this. You can live this lifestyle as well, and I told you how to do it. You know what to do. You just got to do it. And I do want to say to the people messaging me and saying, like, oh, I'm so jealous, like, you're so lucky that you get to live this lifestyle. It's like, am I lucky? Am I really? I don't think I'm lucky. I think I created this lifestyle for myself. I think I had the vision that I wanted to travel to Vietnam in 2019, and I did it. And then I fell in love with it. I fell in love with Vietnam. I fell in love with Southeast Asia. I fell in love with the traveling and nomadic lifestyle. And that's why I kept doing it. And I found a way to make it work because I loved it. And I knew that like, no, I wasn't going back to just like doing this 9-to-5 crap in the US. I knew that wasn't for me. And yeah, man, I don't know what the expression is, put foot to the dirt. I don't know, looking for some expression, but I just made it happen, man, because there was no other way. And when you feel passionate about something like that, you're just gonna make it work, all right? It's not luck. Fuck luck. It's not luck. I made it happen, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm blessed in many ways. I'm not saying I'm not blessed, but I'm saying I also put in the work and the manifestation to create the life that I'm living. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all, my GoPro is getting low on battery, and I think the sun might actually be affecting me more than I thought. So it's time to walk back to the humble abode, the apartment. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to make that video and clear the air, you know, because I was just getting a lot of questions about this. Yeah, if anyone has more specific questions, like what is it like to live in Vietnam, what's the cost of living in Vietnam specifically, or I'm in Bali right now, if you're wondering about Bali, you know, hit in the comments below. I want to know what you all, the subscribers and the viewers of my channel, I want to know what you're interested in. I want to know what you're curious about. So feel free to just like tell me some video ideas or tell me some of like your questions. Maybe I could do a proper Q&A sometime to, you know, get a bunch of questions and answer them. That would be really awesome. You guys, I appreciate, like, my channel just got monetized. It just got monetized. I've had this channel for 4 years, been making videos on and off, and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm being able to put ads on my videos, and I'm super grateful. I hope that I can make some money from YouTube in the future. We'll see what happens. I haven't made any money so far, in case you were wondering, and yeah, but yeah, I'm just really grateful to all the people that watch my content. You guys help me to reach these numbers. You help me to be able to get my channel monetized, and people, you guys support me. You show me love and appreciation. I'm really grateful for all of you. I love you. Mwah, mwah. Thank you. That's it, y'all. Let me know what you thought about this style of video. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I don't really if you hate it, then I don't care, but if you like it, then that's cool. Yeah, honestly, this style of video, just coming out here and just like kind of going on a rant, it feels very empowering. It feels like a little therapy session. Can just come out here and look at my GoPro and just like it feels good. I would like to do this more often. I don't really want to become one of those crazy YouTubers, but hey, look, a cow. What's up, cow? There's a lot of cows around here. I love cows. Don't eat cows, love cows. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you gained something of value. But yeah, guys, for real, sending my hugs to you, sending loving energy your way. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.